Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Deadly Gaming, hosted by me, Deadly, aka Scott, aka Deadly Canuck, and all the other monikers I go by. We are back in our Egyptian Empire. And right off the bat, there are a couple of things happening. We've got our settler, obviously, in 3 turns that we're going to expand over here with this warrior sitting. First of all, I do believe that if I'm researching metal casting, that yes, I have researched metalworking, and if that is indeed the case, this guy can be upgraded into a soldier, and how we're going to do that, into a swordsman, sorry, and how we're going to do that is once he's in friendly territory, there's going to be a little upgrade button that I will show you, and it's going to cost us a little bit of gold, but this is why I've been stockpiling gold, for this very reason, to upgrade our units when the time comes. We're also going to have that monument finish construction, and right, we were peering around this area. I'm keeping in mind, because there's only 5 civilizations, the domination victory may be what I go for, simply because I've never actually succeeded at playing a domination a game, simply because I tend to play with a lot of AIs, and so once you hit a certain point, it just becomes totally, what's the word I'm looking for? Ooh, there is a word. I promise you there's a word. It's not coming to me. I'll blurt it out later, I'm sure. So we finished Monument, and looking at the surrounding area, we've got lots of food around, that's for sure. Our happiness, though, is kind of low. Gold is what we're focusing on at the moment. It would be nice to build up our military some more, but I think I'm going to. We're working on research. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick to the library. Because we are going to be playing a little bit of catch up, because I haven't gone down the route that I normally go down, and I like to have a technological superiority. So this is the little upgrade unit button. Now, if you, like I said, you got to keep in mind that he has to be in your territory in order to upgrade him. So you click that little guy there. It uses up his movement points in order to operate him, which is unfortunate, but he did just become much, much stronger. I think he started out as 8, now he's at 14, and when we upgrade him to a long swordsman, his strength is now going to be 21. And you don't have to be a mathematician to know that there's a big difference between 8 and 21. So, as we continue on, I've been thinking about the invasion of Arabia that we have planned. As you can see, he's still just got warriors, which is a good sign. He does have iron in his territory. In fact, 6 iron. But you can see the way he's set up his cities. This is where his troops are going to be funneling as reinforcements. And so I think when I invade, I'm going to camp somebody out right there. Fortify him, because that's going to block most of his reinforcements. And then, like I said before, we're just going to invade right from here. So that means 4 swordsmen I'm going to want. I'm going to want at least 4 swordsmen. 3 to focus on, I'm just going to alert this guy for now. 3 to focus on the actual siege of the city, and then a 4th to block that little passageway. Because one thing we haven't checked, and I'm going to want to check, is whether or not this connects to the ocean, or if it's actually just a big lake. So this guy's going to take 5 turns to get up there. Then I think I'm going to go in and purchase these 2 tiles so that we can start working marble right away, because our happiness is getting low. It's getting onto the low side. Did I have somebody doing the dye? I do not think so. That was a mistake. That's what I should have been doing first. Oh. So we finished a settler here. Ooh. Ooh, I do like that idea. I do like that idea. Because like we said, this will create a copy of each unit near my capital. And then, boom, right like that, we have an invasion force, a substantial invasion force. Let's do that. Now I also got to keep in mind, because if I have 2 swordsmen and then it copies 2 more swordsmen, I'm going to be using 4 iron, and I only have access to 2, and that's going to give my swordsmen a combat penalty. So we definitely need to become allies with these guys, which I did not truly think about it. They want me to build pyramids, and they also want to defeat barbarians that are invading them. Okay, so do I bite the bullet then and build pyramids? I think I do, because I'm going to need that iron unless... who's the other one that had iron? Milan. They don't have any quests and they're allied with somebody else. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do that quest. What was it for these guys? No, they want me to generate a great engineer. It was these guys. They want me to build the pyramids. Okay, so as much as I do want the terracotta army, and I may indeed still go for it, we're going to build the pyramids. The pyramids is a nice little... I mean, obviously we're Egypt, so it makes sense that we're building the pyramids. But I think it increases these guys, their tile improvement speed fairly substantially, and I get 2 free workers, which will be nice. It's going to cost us a little bit of gold. If that does become too much of a cost and a couple of our workers seem obsolete, then we'll just delete one of the units. But that's no biggie. We'll do that when the time comes. This is important just because I could spend... I'm going to need about 500 gold at least. Now I need even more than 500 gold to become allies with Yerevan. And I need to save that gold because I need that gold to upgrade my units to long swordsmen. And to upgrade my catapults to trebuchets and things like that. Now, I am going to show you that we're going to be able to trade gold per turn with other civilizations, which is going to help us. But they've added something into the game where you can only trade currency, like blocks of gold. Like you can trade gold per turn, as I did with Packle earlier, if you remember. If you recall, when he offered to accept an embassy for 1 gold per turn, or the other way around, I accepted his embassy for 1 gold per turn. We did that, but I couldn't ask him for this. Like here, a declaration of friendship is needed to trade actual bulks of gold. That's something that's new. So she wants to give me iron. Do you have more than that? You want to give me iron for 30 turns in exchange for open borders. I'm not going to think twice about that. That's kind of crazy. I'll take it. There's just... I didn't think about that. I could trade for iron. I did not think about that. Do you have iron to give me? Do you, Mr. Packle? No, you've got citrus, but nothing to spare. Interesting. It doesn't make sense that she would give me iron while being at war with someone, but I'm not going to tell her that. You don't have any to trade. Alexander the Great, you're my last chance. You have got iron right there, so as long as you haven't used it, but you have. You do have horses. You do have horses. That's interesting, but I haven't gone down that route. I have not gone down that route, but it looks like you've used your 2 iron, so that's unfortunate. Like I said, Arabia does have iron, yes, but as soon as I declare war on him, our deals are going to be canceled. So while he does have iron available to trade, it's not going to help me, because once I declare war on him, then that iron disappears, and any units that require that iron are going to get a combat penalty, and we don't want that. So as you can see, You go down. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? Okay. That was a terrible, terrible decision. This is a barbarian hand axe. I almost gave that worker right to the barbarians. Didn't even. I was distracted. I was distracted by my talking. Okay. So we're not going to move him there. Are you done? No, you're in your trade route. Okay, what was I talking about before that travesty of a decision? You might be able to kill me, you know. I don't want open borders, because I don't want to give you the wrong idea. The other thing too is that if I got open borders, like you can't line up all your troops by the city and then declare war, because once you declare war, any troops that you have within their territory are immediately expelled. So you can see that the game wants me to go there. I don't want to go there. I disagree. They tend to set you up next to happiness resources that you don't necessarily have, but as you're about to see. Us not having that tile isn't going to matter because I'm going to do this and do this. Cost a bit of gold, but it was worth it. Ooh, you can become a composite bowman, but I'm going to save that gold. Okay, let's go. Let's go here. Because if he's not attacking me, he's not attacking me. What's your strength? 7. You're probably, you probably could kill me. I am going to set up here. He could probably kill my archer. So I don't know if I'm making the right decisions here. We'll build the library because I do want to get that national college out. So once these two cities finish the library, we're going to be able to pump out a national college. This guy can be upgraded, of course. If I'm really lucky, I'm going to be able just to go straight from this right into the terracotta army, and then we're going to get those copies of our units anyways, which would be fantastic if that's the case. I don't need him sitting up here anymore, so I am going to move him down here because clearly there's a little bit of a barbarian issue going on. You've moved away and you're actually pillaging tiles here, so that's probably... where is the nearby barbarian encampment? It's down here. That's interesting. But you don't really... I mean, you've got pearls. But if you had iron, I'd definitely want you. Okay. So we'll leave you here. Just going to fortify you, just going to alert you unless you come near. And we've got that swordsman moving down. We got that swordsman doing its thing. Right, our scout, of course. Our barbarian swordsman. Okay, let's keep our scout clear from you. This is river, so he's not going to be able to move. But I don't want to end a turn in Wellington. Whatever. Wellington's far away. I really don't care what they think about me. And I mean, it's just going to be trespass for one turn. Like I said, -6. Who did we trespass before? Wasn't it Wellington? No, it was Melbourne. Oh, they're still angry. Oh, that's probably because we just recently trespassed because it was on an auto route. Whoops. Whoopsie-daisy. Okay. I really do want that iron. It's unfortunate that the location sucks. That's not my scout, right? No, that's me. That's somebody else. Silly Mayans. Let's go here. There we go. Okay. So 11 turns away from steel, 2 turns away from that catapult. Okay, we're doing well. This guy's making his way down. It would be nice to get a couple work boats going. Do I have you on auto? I must have you on auto. Yeah. I must have automated you last game, not game. You know what I mean? Last play, and I didn't tell you guys what I was doing on that because I don't remember talking about it. I must have just done it without thinking. You can automate them and get them to do whatever they want. Typically, they make the right decisions, but I'm just going to make sure that it's the marble he's going for. So I'm going to take over his automation. Once he's done that passer, I think I'm just going to leave that archer there. There is some concern that Arabia may be suspicious of me, but I doubt they're going to be suspicious about one archer. So we found Valletta. Okay, where did I find it? Okay, up there. That kind of screws up my exploration with that guy. So we finished a catapult down here. We want terracotta army is going to take too long. It won't make sense to start building it here. We've already built the market. I could just, bite the bullet, build the swordsman. We could get some war chariots going. That'd be a little bit of a help. This is flat land, so they're going to be very mobile. You know what? Yeah, let's get some war chariots. I like that idea. That is the Egyptian unique unit, after all, so it makes sense for us to use it. We're having some growth issues here. So maybe it's going to be good that we get the two free workers. So long as somebody doesn't beat me to the punch. Why'd that? Okay, good. Because I was like, we were 3 last turn. That's supposed to be down to 2 now. So set you up there. We did reveal that barbarian encampment. You know what? I'm going to be ballsy anyways. Terrible decision. Okay, so that scout's probably dead. I apologize to that scout's family. Okay, we're now down here. I'm going to be very careful because what will happen is if you start lining your troops along the person's border, they will call you on it. And they're going to be like, "Oh, so I see your units along my border. Are you gonna lie to me, or are you gonna declare war on me?" And then you have 2 options. You either say yes, you're right to worry and declare war, or we're in the negatives, so we're getting a little bit of a production penalty. Or maybe that production penalty reduced by 2% for each point of unhappiness. And the penalty applies to units in combat. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, that's very handy. So that's why he wasn't attacking me. All right. The negative about this, I am going to start automating them. So they just go around and do what they think is best. I don't do it in the beginning, like I said, because I tend to want to make sure they're doing what I want them to do. So both of these guys, I want to start getting my silver. I'm going to send this guy over to the die because I want to start trading. Because I do need some happiness up in here. Oh, hoo-hoo. I didn't notice that. Okay, yep. So let's get the terracotta army going. I certainly want this going. So if I can squeeze that out, major boost. So I definitely want to focus on that. Okay, so did we successfully do that for you? Ooh, not for you, for you. We did. So next turn, you're going to be friends with me. That's cool. Okay. I don't think friends is enough. I think we need you to be allies with me in order to get the iron. So we are going to have to be extra friendly with you. More so than just that. Pyramids constructed that increased our influence by 40. Okay, so how much more do we need to become allies? We need 18 more influence. That gives us enough, but that's going to be -1 per turn. Hmm. -1 per turn is not going to be. It's not going to last us long enough. Okay, maybe I just sort of stomach the decline and hope that by the time I get, I don't know, maybe I should just be banking on only having 3 swordsmen. With extra war chariots, perhaps it'll be enough. It's hard now that they've taken away being able to trade big chunks of gold with people that aren't your friends. Let's establish a trade route. So Mecca is still the best bet because that's giving us science. I think you can still have trade routes with people that you're at war with. I really don't know. Again, I'm just still sort of new to this DLC, so I'm learning with you guys on a couple of things. Okay, so we finished our library here. Now that we're going to start improving the tiles around it, maybe... No, I'm going to kick out another war chariot here, which is going to be finished just in time for you, which is important. Once we double all our troops, that's going to really negatively affect our happiness. Okay, that's unfortunate. So Harold the Bluetooth beat us to the punch. I think he still would have beaten us. I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of turns there, but I think he probably beat us to the punch even if we built it first. So that's okay. That's okay. All that means is that we alter our plan a little bit. Just a little bit. I think that did give us a little bit of gold. It didn't give us a lot. But I think we were only like 2 turns into that. It would really nice to be allies with you, but unless you give us another doable quest, it's not going to happen, I don't think. Okay, so let's solve the happiness issue, because we're going to have some unhappiness when we take over Mecca, simply because although Mecca has access to 2 resources that we don't at the moment, which is really fun, but that's on the other side of the river, so it's going to be hard to defend that from the other units pillaging it. Let's try to go right down in between those 2 cities if we can, and we'll come and start exploring down here more. Okay, so a little bit of a hiccup in our plans, but that's fine. We'll be able to recover, no problem. We'll be able to recover from that, no problem. We've got a war chariot coming in 1 turn here. Memphis is going to be growing, which is going to hurt our unhappiness situation. But we should be fine. We should be fine. We're going to get a couple of war chariots. Maybe let's build 1 more catapult. We may actually be launching the invasion in this sequence. You might see the beginning of the invasion in this sequence. So Denmark here, obviously they're at peace currently with Wu Zetian, which is probably why she was able to trade the iron, and he wants me to declare war on her. I'm not going to do this, so I could say, how dare you, but that's aggressive. I'm going to say, sorry, we have no interest in this arrangement. I would really, really like iron. I would really, really like more iron. There's a quick way you can check. I think diplomacy overview, yeah, here. Strategic resources, Packle is now available, and you're now available to trade 5. Ooh, I like that. I like that. And I'm going to be trading with you soon anyways. because he does have dye, but he doesn't have silver. Although I want his copper too. Okay, let's talk about me giving you open borders, because that's what Wu Zetian wanted. Maybe you're going to give me 2. No way to make this deal work. How about that? You want a gold per turn as well. How about that? Okay. 1 gold per turn for 1 iron. I'll take it. I'll take that deal. Okay. You know, nobody's built the Colossus yet, and I do like it. You get an additional trade route, you get a cargo ship right away, and you get 5 gold a turn. That's really nice. I would like to get some gold per turn happening. Although at the same time, I also need to get my invasion sorted out. So maybe we'll do that afterwards. You need that mine on there. That's only going to take 4 turns. Good to know, good to know. Maybe 1 turn. I'm going to upgrade both my swordsmen. So that's nice. That's nice. Okay. How are we doing on time here? We're almost halfway through the episode. I do think that, you know what, we're probably, if we don't get to the invasion, we're certainly going to be starting the combat. So tomorrow, like I said at the beginning of last episode, if you haven't already, be sure to tell me. Be sure to tell me in the comments down below when would be a good time for a live stream tomorrow. It's in 2 days for me because I'm recording this on Thursday, but tomorrow for you, Saturday afternoon, when would be a good time? I haven't quite figured out the whole live streaming process for YouTube. So it may be a little bit of an adventure at the beginning, but I do intend to do that. If YouTube turns out to be too much of a hassle, then I'm going to try out Twitch, but we may delay it for a day if YouTube is a hassle. Okay, so Maya has now spread Christianity into my civilization. I don't mind that. I don't know the tenets of his Christianity, so I do get, my cities do get little bonuses depending on what tenets he's chosen for his religion. Is that available here? World religions. Oh, it's Catholicism, not Christianity. Beliefs. Okay, Catholicism. The founder, yeah, I can use faith to purchase monasteries. And I get 1 culture from plantations. Okay, that's kind of really crummy. How about follower here? Temples provide +2 happiness. Chinese pantheon. I don't even have a pantheon. Can I found a pantheon? Yeah, I can. I'm just not getting any faith whatsoever. Okay, I really did not focus on faith at all in this game. Oh, look at you. Stepping up to the plate to solve my happiness issue. You know what? I'm going to say yes. You also require a little bit of dyes, so I'm going to suggest we do that as well. What do you think of that? You like that. I like you. Okay. Good for you, Wu Zetian. Good for you. I hope you win this little situation down here. Coming to me, offering me good stuff. I like it. I like it. I'll keep you. You're a keeper. I'll keep you alive. You're going to be the last capital that I take. You heard it here first. Unless things change and she starts to piss me off. New social policy. Okay. Now's when I decide whether or not I back away from this and go into here. Because commerce is really what I wanted to go into. I'm not really going into culture, and neither of those help me too much. Maybe down the road if we want to take a more cultural approach. That was really just a placeholder. Maybe I should have gone with tradition. Let's see. So what does this? Enhances my abilities to spread your empire over the seas. We're on a Pangea map. There's only 1 continent. That doesn't make sense. Commerce. This is going to boost gold output in the capital city by 25% and unlocks building the Big Ben. The Big Ben is another little gold producing world wonder. +2 from all. Yeah, the commerce is. I'd be crazy not to adopt commerce. Okay, so up here we've completed the silver, obviously, because you asked me for it. Let's get building that little plantation. Get this city underway. Let's start getting this city underway. Construct a little farm. Move you down here. Can I not? Yes, I can. Okay. I was like, these are just city-states. I should be able to move through their lands without their permission. Okay, you'll find, I haven't talked about it before, but unless you have open borders, moving into somebody's territory declares war. So be careful. It does give you a prompt, like, are you sure you want to do this? But do be careful, because if you say yes, then declares war. But I do think they warn you of that fact. So, long swordsman, which is true. I said that we were going to be upgrading. That's going to cost me 100 gold to upgrade them. That's unfortunate. Building Notre Dame would be very useful, and I do think that I'm going to be the first to physics. Like +10 happiness, like that is such an overpowered world wonder in my opinion. +10 happiness is a crazy amount of a happiness boost for something that doesn't cost you money. It also gives you +4 faith. So, you know, that's probably a per turn thing. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go right for Notre Dame, because this long swordsman is gonna be completed right around the time that we get that going. But I jump right into Notre Dame, because like I said, once I start taking cities, we're gonna be introduced to the rebellion and the resistance aspect of this game. Yeah, I'm just thinking now that if he has units around here when I declare war down there, I'm going to want to be able to defend these cities. Okay, we're going to leave you here because we don't want to draw attention to the fact that I'm about to kill his face. Okay. That being said, I'm going to start moving you down here. As you can see, moving really quickly along the road, which is why I make sure to build it. I think, yeah, that's only 4. This is going to be a lot more than 4 because I'm going to have to connect down there. So I'll get a road building there too. Or 1 turn away from that library. 2 turns away from that guy. And how are we doing on time? We're doing really good on time. Maybe we will be able to start this invasion. Okay. I don't want this. I want this. Yes. More happiness. That's what we want. That means you're finished construction. So now you'll see we still have the silver. So we traded away our 2 excess silver. We traded away our excess dye. And we've gotten gold per turn. And we've gotten happiness resources for it. Now those deals will expire in 30 turns. And so we're either going to renew that with the other civilizations, or they're going to be angry at us. Because one thing we need to discuss is how we're going to declare war on Haran al-Rashid. Because if we look like a warmonger, other civilizations will call us on it. And we don't particularly want that to happen. So I'm going to route 2 right from that to right there. We don't want that to happen, because if we look like a warmonger, that gives us a negative diplomacy to everybody else. So I want him to declare war on me would be our best case scenario. I don't think that's going to happen, because if we go into demographics here, soldiers, I'm number 3 out of 6. That's interesting. That's interesting. I would have thought that I would be much higher. Literacy rate, which is our research, we're number 2. We're number 1 on land, and we're number 1 on the gross national product. Isn't that GDP? Oh well. This is, yeah. It's basically, you know, that's basically the GDP of your country. How you're doing on gold. per turn and whatnot. So who's the poorest here? You're not the poorest in soldiers. I would have really appreciated if you were down there in soldiers. So let's. We do have this scout down here. So let's start moving them this way. Because I want to take a little peek to see where his units are. He may just have a bunch of units, because we did see some spearmen and things like that moving around. Maybe that's where all his units are. Maybe he doesn't have any units at home. That would be nice. That would be very nice if that's the case. You're taking a lot of turns to construct things. So, what do I go for? You're also having a little bit of a food issue. Workshop is something that we've unlocked with metalworking. You're going to see me build that in every single city once the opportunity is right, because that boosts production. It's a fantastic building. It's worth the maintenance cost. You'll notice that I don't build everything, and that's because typically the maintenance costs can be overpowering in terms of what benefit, like barracks. It gives XP for all your units, and that sounds great. And I mean, in the long run it is, but you're not building units unless you're about to build a bunch of units. It's not worth it. And it's certainly not worth it to build it in every single city, because if you never build a unit in that city, then all those buildings, because there's a whole chain of these buildings, like barracks, like the armory, things like that, all it does is cost you gold in the long run. It really doesn't make sense. I am going to do monument, I think, because that's going to give us a boost to culture, and it's going to help these. No, I disagree with myself. We're going to go with the market, I think, or maybe the stoneworks. That's going to give me happiness, and it's going to give me production. It's going to cost one, but the happiness will go. It's going to give us a boost to production and a boost to happiness. Can't go wrong. Okay, we've got you guys continuing. You need to be alerted. Maybe we'll have gold to spare. No, because we need to upgrade you guys to trebuchets, but I think that only costs like 80 tops. But that's my priority. Oh, and we've got a third one coming. So yeah, we definitely can't afford to upgrade you to a composite bowman. Okay, we don't need you down here anymore. Let's get you moving. Let's get you moving way over here to defend this potentially from a counterattack. War chariot, we're going to get you moving right down around here. I think our scout, we're going to start moving this way. Where's our production? Right in the war chariot, of course. Okay, so let's get, we're going to need gold. Happiness we seem to have sorted out, but we're certainly going to need gold. Okay. So we've got 2 long swordsmen, a third on the way. Ideally I do want a 4th long swordsman, but perhaps we don't need it. I definitely don't want to give you that, because if you have open borders and you start going through my land, you're going to be like, hey, why are all those? Why you got so many troops down here, Scott? I don't want you asking questions. We're gonna just send you into alert. We've got you automatically doing that. If that's the case, then I can probably just automate you. Okay. I never let them automated build the roads, because sometimes they'll choose things that don't make sense in the long run. What I mean by that is, say this was the road that we were building first, it wouldn't make sense for you to build the road here, because if you want a unit to go to this city down here, you want it to connect sort of like this. But yeah, those are more intricate things that you learn as you continue to play this game, continue to learn, because you're always learning. I'm always learning when I'm playing this game. All the little things. I still haven't built any caravans, but I think now the only thing I really need to build, apart from what I already have, is going to be is going to be another swordsman. So how many turns is it going to take for me to build it in here? 15. It's only going to take me like 6 up here, so we're going to wait for that. What I am going to do here, I think we're going to start on our workshops, or maybe we'll go to Colossus. Yeah, let's go with the Colossus, because that's still there. I'm surprised nobody's built it. Ooh, that's right. After I built that swordsman, I was going to go down here. Okay, you know what? So we are going to, as long as this little scouting mission shows me things that I want to see. Shows me things that I want to see. Just automated him. So you're the last one that's not automated, but that's because I'm getting you to build a road right down here. And then once you're done that, I'm just going to automate you. And we're going to keep a close eye on our gold and what our workers are doing. Because if they're just standing around, we do have a fairly small civilization right now. But we're about to acquire forcefully some new cities. And it doesn't look like he has a road network. Doesn't look like he has a road network. You know, maybe I do want open borders with him just in case he does. We're going to camp you out here. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a road network. I should be able to go like this, right? I'm not seeing. He's got a warrior there. He's got a composite bowman, so you know, a little bit more powerful bowman. He's not a crossbowman. If it was a crossbowman, I might be a little bit more worried about the kind of bombarding strength he's going to be able to dish out. Mecha is a 22 strength. Does he have a wall around Mecha? Doesn't look like it. Because walls and castles and that chain of building is how you upgrade the strength. And upgrading the strength increases the city's melee defense, and it also increases the city's bombardment strength. And now he sees all my units. But they're not right next to his border, so perhaps he's not going to be overly suspicious. Even though he should be a human player. This wouldn't get past the human player. All right, let's look at our options here. How long is it going to take me? I'm going to lose 6 turns of an advantage over Notre Dame, but I think I'm the first one down this path. I'm going to bank on being the first one down this path, so I'm not overly concerned about that. I do want that 4th long swordsman. Just because Mecha is going to be a big challenge, but then as long as we have enough troops left over, we're going to be able to split up and probably take these 2 cities in quick succession of each other. Perhaps with divided forces. So you look like you're just clearing the marsh. You wouldn't be building a road in the middle of everything. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Are you so stupid? Okay. He doesn't have a ranged unit in his capital building. And the unit he has is the warrior. You know, remember our little deadly club guy? Deadly club guy is all grown up, and he's still got deadly club, basically. So that's really good news for us. Because that probably means that he is just not expecting it. Not expecting it. You can throw all the warriors you want at a long swordsman. Go right ahead. It's not going to do anything to me. Anything at all. So let's also... Okay. This is news. So this does connect around here. And so what that means is a unit camped out here isn't going to do much for me. So one turn to get my catapult situation sorted out. To upgrade them to trebuchets. I don't want to spark him to question me. But at the same time, I'm looking at his territory. Like, he doesn't have units. Like, giving up the first turn to him Because the reason you don't want him to call you on it, you can't lie, because if you lie and then the next turn declare war, it looks terrible. But I'm still going to move my units forward. And the reason is that losing a first turn to him is a problem if he has good units. But I am so far in a way the superior to him in technology that it's really not going to make a difference. So I fully expect him to call us on it. If not this turn, next turn. Because this is very aggressive movements. Very aggressive movements. He didn't call us on it. Well, that's going to be his loss, really, in the long run. So how much is this going to cost me here? 100 gold. Okay. So I'm only going to have 2 trebuchets, but that's fine. I'm going to keep the bottom 2 because you're going to be up here. You're going to be the most susceptible. Okay, so let's get our units into position to invade. Of course, you're not going to be able to move. What am I doing? Let's get our units into position. Let's move you down here. Because we're going to get you to go there. We're going to get you to go there. We're going to get you to go there. So you're all going to be 2 turns away from doing that. You'll start you set up over here. I'll get you in the forest here. And you can be right down here. And now my units, my catapults, are not going to be able to shoot over this stuff. I didn't think of that. I'm going to need a catapult here and a catapult here to be able to shoot you. And a catapult here. Which does leave us open here. Okay. Because your units, if you're on flat land, you're not going to be able to see over trees with a ranged unit, and you're not going to be able to see over a hill with a ranged unit. Once you get artillery are the only thing that you can use to shoot blindly. Like an archer is not going to be able to shoot over a mountain, but an artillery unit is, as long as you can see it and it's within its range, you can launch over the mountain, no problem. But we're not in that position yet, and so we need to make sure that we have a clean line of sight. And the only way that we're going to have a clean line of sight with 3 siege units is here, here, and here. Because we do want to keep the close stuff next to the city available for our swordsmen. So we're going to need a couple more turns of maneuvering before we declare war. So I really don't want him to call me on it. Now that I've put him in a position where he probably should call me on it. Oh dear. So let's get horseback riding for sure. Then we'll get optics, start shoring up this. And you know what, then we're gonna let's put us on the path to get education. So we're gonna go to civil service first, after that, and then go to education. Unless machinery seems to be a good idea, but you're not so much better than him. It would be really nice to have you, but you're still a ways away. We really do need to shore up our education. Okay. So we've moved you away from the border. You know, this could be a feeble attempt. Because if he calls me on it, I'm going to have to admit it. We're going to need you to do nothing. The reason he called me before he finished the road is because now there's a worker camped out there. And he can't move into the same tile as the worker. Okay. So, but they're not going to be able to, well, I guess I can, as long as I'm able to take control of you, get you guys to switch. There we go. Alright. So this chariot, he didn't call me on it. That's really good news. He did not. So let's get you start moving over here. And let's get you start moving over here too. And you start moving this way. And we're gonna do a little bit of scouting with you. Hello? Oh, that's right. You wanted me to do that, eh? Interesting, interesting. Okay, let's get you away from the border. Because we don't want him to be panicked. We don't want him to see it coming. Okay, let's alert you guys. And let's continue my scout. He really has a weak military and a weak defense. Like, he's settled really far. He was building a road there. That's strange. Okay. That's why I don't automate my workers until I have my roads. So it looks like we're not... if we do launch the invasion, we're only just going to be declaring war by the time we're at the end of the episode, unfortunately. Kathmandu dealing with a horseman. You know what? If he doesn't bombard me, he's crazy. He didn't bombard me. Okay, well, let's... yeah, may as well, because my scout's there, so you on a scout mission isn't really helping me. Lots of mountains down here. Let's just double check. If I go... always a pleasure speaking to you. It would come up. Sometimes it'll come up if he's suspicious and he hasn't called me on it yet. Sometimes this message will be the same thing. Like I see your units along your border, along my border type of thing. But he is friendly with me. He is so going to be blindsided by this. What am I checking? I'm checking to see. I'm checking to see cities. That's what I was checking. Yeah, so he's only got 2 cities other than his capital. So it is the 2 cities that I see. I just wanted to make sure that he's not shored up somewhere else. Where is the worker here? We want you constructing a road, and we want you automated. You know, I could have just... whatever. Last turn, I could have just taken over him, made him build the road, and then automated him. I didn't have to wait a turn and switch him. There was no point to that. I'm just realizing now. Yeah, let's just sort of have you here, because you're going to want to go there. And we'll just, next turn, we'll move you probably there. And we're going to move you 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get there. And right, you guys are going to want to move. So let's get you guys moving. And move you there, and move you there. So next turn, you're in position. And then we're going to be, we'll move that long swordsman here. We're going to end up moving him there anyways to shore up so that these guys can't be meleeed by somebody coming here. So we are going to end up wanting a long swordsman in that position. Okay. Hopefully the siege engines don't trigger suspicion in him. Iron from Wuzitian ended. I need that. I need that. Come talk to me, girl. I need that. What do you want for this? Do you want both of that? No? Okay. We'll just do that. Certainly need that iron. If you saw that there, I asked her what she wanted. She said both those things. Often they'll ask for more than they'll actually, minimum accept. Him. Oh, let's get you out of the... Oh, that's just a hill. I thought that was a mountain. That's a tundra hill. Very confusing. Very confusing. Okay, let's move you there. Let's move you there. Hopefully that doesn't trigger suspicion. It's probably going to be quicker. You're going to get there quicker than you're going to... What? Oh, that's not cool. The production for that. Oh, okay. It kept the progress because because the trade fell through. It wasn't going to let me construct it because I didn't have enough iron, so it stopped the production in the capital. But it kept the progress, so that's important. Okay, here we go. It's come to my attention that you have a large number of units near my borders. I request that you move them elsewhere to avoid causing you undue distress to my citizens. You're right to worry, and it's time for you to die. We mean you no harm, or units are merely passing through the area. Well, looks like we're going to war. That's really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate he did that. Okay. Okay, so let's start the movements. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Okay. Move you down here. Move you right there. We're going to keep you. The reason I didn't move him there is because this is going to be able to bombard him, and he's going to be much weaker than my trebuchets up here. Let's start moving you into position, although you're not really going to help me too much because of the nature of the terrain, but you are going to help me. You're going to be able to shoot that guy today. This is another reason why I got war chariots. You can see how much more movement they have over my regular units because they do have horses involved. Okay. The Maya are now the ally of that. The Maya are now the ally of that. You must have done something. They must have... Elephantine, that said you can bombard. Oh, you can bombard a little barbarian ship. Okay. I was concerned there for a minute. I was like, he has troops up there? Okay. So let's automate you. So we've only got a few minutes left in our episode today. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to start to get bombarded. Our trebuchets are, at least. Oh no, they bombarded our... Ooh. Well, that's fine. I'd much prefer them kill this unit than damage my trebuchets. Because you're going to see these trebuchets are going to be able to do a mighty, mighty amount of damage to the city without me ever having... Yeah, because they've made that error. They really needed... Oh, well, I don't think they had a chance in hell. So we're probably going to be able to take them, you know. We're probably going to be able to take Mecca by the end of this episode. So that's going to be nice. Look at you. This is exactly why I had archers up here. Get the launch at you. Yeah, Arabia did not see this coming. They're easy pickings. Because he's on a hill, and this is only a hill, he's able to shoot over it, because he's at the same level. If this had a forest, he wouldn't be able to shoot over it. Alright, so you barely lived. But that's fine. We've got Arabia at our mercy. Next turn, we take their capital, because these units are not going to be able to get past my swordsman. And this is probably... That may have given me enough HP for this unit to survive another bombardment. If it dies, so be it. I really don't care. They might not make the same mistake twice, though. Go ahead. Yeah. That didn't kill him. That's funny. So he's barely going to make it out of this alive. But he is going to make it out of this alive. We're going to be able to bombard this capital 3 times with my siege units. And then we're not going to be able to attack it with him, but we're going to be able to attack it with him. So we'll do that. You're out of moves. Maybe I should have moved you closer to soak up a hit, just in case. But I do think we're going to be able to do it. So, bombard. Wait for that to finish. Bombard. Set up. Bombard. Yeah, we're going to get you right down. And just as we close out the episode, I'm going to automate him because we've really explored all we need to. This swordsman's going to start moving down here. I suppose I'll start doing this. And then the last move we do to conclude today's episode, once we kill these units here, fortify you. And the last move today is taking Mecca. Arabia has lost its capital. We've pillaged gold and a great work. Ooh. So here's the thing. You'll receive a major warmonger penalty if you capture this city. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, see, okay, everybody's gonna start hating on me. So we're gonna be the villain of the world, which is normal. As you can see, this is gonna increase my unhappiness by 13. This is gonna increase my unhappiness by 9. The difference between the two is, oh, well, I'll explain it. And then that's gonna be it for this episode. If I create Puppet, then we get unhappiness, as you can see, by people in puppeted cities. It's a little bit less than if it was occupied, and it's occupied if I annex it. What the puppet means is that it's my city, but they're sort of autonomous in that they construct what they want to construct, and that increases the unhappiness a little bit less than an occupied city. However, I don't want that in the long run. In the long run, I want to be able to control it. But the city is going to be in resistance for 6 turns anyways. I'm not going to be able to construct anything in it for 6 turns. And so at the end of that 6 turns, what I'm going to do is I'm going to annex it and then start constructing the courthouse, because the courthouse is going to remove a huge portion, if not all, of the unhappiness in occupied cities penalty. And we're going to move on to the National College. And I do believe you get the courthouse in mathematics, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right here. Eliminates extra unhappiness from an occupied city. Okay. And so we have captured Mecca. Be sure to leave in the comments down below when tomorrow would be a good time. During the live stream, we're going to be focused on eliminating the other 2 cities. For this civilization. I think the reason it's such a warmongering penalty is because it is a holy city, and we captured it because we don't give a shit about nothing. So, without further ado, I will see you guys next time.